Welcome to the second game of Mentored Inhouses on the 23rd of May. I am again joined by Vistorica. What do you think about these team cons first?
I think that they're both pretty decent, but damage of Yi is harder to pull off than the damage of anyone else in this game. So a large part of it is going to be if Yi is able to be utilized effectively.
Yeah.
Also going to be completely up to Shen and Ahri to initiate on that side, whereas a lot of effective initiation options.
Yeah, red team definitely have a strong engage. That depends though. Like, so if Soraka gets a good silence off and Shen's in a good position, like, they have a fairly reasonable chance to counter. Like, red team has a strong engage, but two of blue team's carries are extremely mobile. Which, you know, maybe they can just get out of it with good uses of their mobility skills.
Yeah, it's hard to get away from the Talon though. Soraka or Shen is going to have to save them from Talon, or Ahri could do it with a charm, I guess, as well, but they have to deal with the fact that Talon's probably going to blow up someone and cut their losses as much as possible from that.
Yeah. I mean, it really does depend. Like, Soraka has the potential to completely shut the Talon down in a team fight, but pulling that off is extremely difficult.
If they do it consistently, though, I give it to red. Or, yeah, I give it to blue. Hands down, that Soraka could just win this game.
Yeah, I agree. But to see if any team shapes up for an invade. I think red team has actually a pretty damn strong invade. They could have up to 3 CC spells.
Looks like they do.
Do you always fight so poorly? I will not save you. Do you always fight so poorly? I will not save you.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
That's like pretty standard from both teams, just kind of defending the buffs, warding and stuff. Man, this spectator bug is annoying.
I look at it even further. Red team is quite tanky, and blue has an Ezreal, so that could pose a big problem for this game.
Yeah, Ezreal is definitely not well suited to the tank meta. Like, it's exceptionally good when there is a lot of squishy champs in the meta, but he falls off. Like, he's just not very good with dealing with tanks. He's good at poking. And dealing with squishies, but not tanks.
Well, we got Yi with a non-standard Yi start. Gonna get pretty low quickly.
What is this strategy shot? I don't really know, does he just not do buffs?
Well, he does the standard path, but he starts QW. And he meditates after first camp, so he almost never uses HP. It slows it down, but it's much more sustained, so you get more camps per time because of the lack of recalls.
Right, I get it.
It also, health pots Wow, Talon's got chunked.
Yeah, Talon's getting pressured really hard. That's just kind of the lane though. Early game Ari's always gonna pressure. Like, pretty much everyone she pressures. She's just really strong early. Like, not much kill potential, but really good harass.
Yeah, she's gotta get a lot more auto attacks in here though, because she doesn't have the mana to keep up what she's been doing. Ignores harass completely, then Talon just heals it all up.
Yeah, that is true actually. She's actually pretty vulnerable for a gank right now because of the lack of mana. I think Gragas should just go in. I'm pretty sure I can blow her flash. Oh, I guess not. That was a good reaction.
Damn there and zone her off of creeps. It's like Gragas wants spotlight. No, Gragas wants more crap. He is king crab this game.
He could go bot lane, but it is awarded.
No, it just expired. They should have seen it, but I don't know why he's not even trying. Like, they could jump on that Soraka.
Yeah, the Ezreal right now is completely out of mana. Like, this is in a really dangerous position.
And Soraka's dead. Man, why does everything have to happen at the same time?
I know. I'm gonna go back and watch the bot lane one, because we saw the mid lane one. It was just a standard hook until like 5 casters and a cannon minion. But like Soraka didn't exhaust dash, so...
They need to be a lot more careful on blue team this game than they are. There's many opportunities to gank. If they keep doing this, they're just going to lose to ganks.
I think that League gank is unnecessary. Like, he just really just wants to farm.
Like, the whole blue team, they should be focusing on farming for now, because you can't help them, and Gragas can sure as hell hurt them. So, I think you want to at least farm until Shen hits 6, he just did, and then I think this is when their playmaking starts being possible. But it's hard because they need to counter-engage bot with a Shen ult, or Ahri needs to roam and do something, because they don't have a lot of ways to start action.
Yeah, I feel like the Ahri roam can just be really good for blue team because you have Shen to come in as well. Turn it pretty instantly into a 4v2 bot.
They could also try for like the solo dragon antics. There's a pink ward on it already, so it's not going to work. But he, at this point in the game, could easily do it.
Yeah. It's interesting actually, mid lane, the Talon is like... He seems to be faring pretty well against the Ahri, but he is down like 15 CS. Just like a huge margin at 7 minutes.
Yeah. Talon's got a big disadvantage in the early game though. Once he hits 6, this lane is a lot easier for him.
Yeah. It is.
He's not afraid to go aggressive here, and especially if Gragas helped him out, he should be able to at least not lose further behind. or not fall further behind.
I really feel like this red team bot lane could easily just kill the Ezreal.
Anytime someone tells me they're going to focus the AD carry when there's a Soraka there, I'm just afraid for everyone involved. Just way too hard to do with like a 2-second W. 3.8 seconds. Yeah, it feels like 2 when you're trying to kill stuff.
Yeah, oh, even so, they could just kill Raka then. It was like, Ezreal, then, if they focus Raka, Ezreal's not gonna have the DPS to kill either of them because he's out of mana. And Ezreal just lives off of mana. Like, Ashe went back and bought a pickaxe.
If an Ashe arrow lands on Soraka, it's going to be very good for them.
Yeah. Yeah, Ashe.
I mean,
Ashe went back and bought a pickaxe,
they have
but
to turn it around with a Shen ult, and it's their only option. As long as red team keeps it in mind and they just back off if it actually happens, then they got a good trade on cooldown. They do it when Gragas is somewhere nearby, the bat hook. But they're gonna kill Raka anyway.
oh, look at that. The guy misplays, the Thresh does, but it doesn't matter because Ezreal's zoom.
Go get the block. The accidental lantern.
Oh, that Gragas barrel though.
They almost lost that because Thresh threw a lantern on Talon and he accidentally pulled himself out of the fight.
That was quite funny. But things happen. The important thing is he managed to get the kill, even if it was pretty inefficient and he had to flash. And then they turned into a dragon, so that was a really good room.
They're making the dragon play afterwards.
Yeah. That was just a really solid room from Talon. Those are the kind of rooms you need to see.
And Ari. Ooh, bad arrow. Really late one. No, Ari, no! Okay. But we tried to make the play. Definitely should have run away instead.
Yeah, there's a few too many enemies of Oh, he was trying to make some kind of like Hail Mary play there. I don't think it's that desperate yet.
I think the correct decision was, hey, there's 4 enemies at Dragon. I should push mid lane and make them at least lose something in the meantime.
Yeah, he definitely should have pushed him in.
You're what, 1 out of 50 games where you're gonna do something relevant until a person is like, yay, okay, now you have a montage, whereas every other case it's better to push.
Yeah. I'll take playing solidly over playing flashy any day of the week. This top lane is like pretty
There's a
much.
reason I've never gotten a pentakill.
I've got a lot of pentacles, but even so. Yeah, top lane is like not even anything worth talking about, even though direct to camera is always there. It's just 2 tanks being tanks.
I don't even rely on direct to camera because if it takes it away immediately. There's nothing relevant that could happen in that lane once they get like a half of an item each. It's never going to happen.
Yeah. That was probably a wasted arrow from Ashe. Didn't really need to arrow in that situation. Ezreal just overextended. Now see, here's the problem with Ezreal and Ezreal's build. Is that like, he's got straight mana moon, but like he has 104 stacks for 13 minutes on his tier, or on his mana moon. Like, that is going to be completed probably at 30 minutes. Because he just took so long to go back.
If you just like Q while you're running to lane it and stuff, you can get a stack in about 25 on Ezreal.
Yeah, but like, that's fine if you buy tier within the first like 10 minutes. Which he didn't. Like, if you're gonna go mana moon first, which you really should, Like, you have to buy a tier as soon as you really possibly can. Else you're just delaying your power spike. I would know, I played a hell of a lot of Ezreal games this season. And when you don't get it early, it feels really bad and you're really weak for so long.
Yeah. You really don't get a good power spike on that champion until you complete that, in terms of damage anyway, unless you go for an early Sheen.
That and Triforce too. Oh, I guess that's your mid-game power. You mean in terms of lane, yeah. Once you've got Mana Moon, you're okay. RP. Didn't respect that teleport.
Talon's getting fed on kills, falling behind in CS for it, but ahead is pretty even. Advantage to red in most cases.
Yeah, one thing I haven't seen is like has there even been a channel? Like red has 8 kills, no channel.
I don't think so.
Could have turned some of these around, definitely.
I don't think it's been called for. I mean, not in terms of not being a good decision, but I don't think they're called.
Yeah, probably not. It's really important, guys. You have a Shen on your team, like, you need to know, you ping yourself like fucking crazy. Like, make him aware.
I think Thresh is dead. I mean, he definitely should be. Oh my god. He's not dead. He might all be dead.
Oh, that was a really good Listen. Not Listen. EQ. I really don't know why.
Talon's dead.
Is this where the Yi starts? Just Yi's it? Yeah, Uber held on to his ult for like a ridiculously long time there. I'm not really sure why he did that. Like as soon as that exhaust ran out, I should have just ulted into the Thresh and Q'd.
Yeah,
would have killed him.
And then as soon as it wore off on him, he could have just blown the others for damage.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
But yeah, even though they're only 800 gold behind, Blue Team is actually a lot further behind. Just because of Ezreal's... Ezreal's is going to be ineffective for a really long time.
Well, they've also got one advantage, and look at boards. Yeah, Vision's about equal. Both teams are actually paying attention to the Dragon Pit this time.
Yeah, it looks like Maokai's just coming down to help his team. That's a pretty smart decision because he doesn't have teleport. We're probably going to see our first 5-on-5 around drag.
Chen? So he's got... manually. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh.
That was a good hook with 0 follow-up. So it was a really bad idea to go in. Even if you hit the ADC, if you're gonna go in and be isolated by yourself, like that, you're just gonna die. Like that's what happens. You gotta make sure your team is there to follow up. If you do go in, throw a lantern behind you, and then at least one of your tanks can go in with you.
Even that wouldn't have helped. Like. They were just lucky that Talon picked up Yi at the same time.
Yeah.
Now we have the awesome long The rock up.
Wow, that talent damage.
Wow.
Yeah, it was one of those really long team fights when no one died.
Got caught out. And then they went over aggressive with it and all died to Talon. It's a very, very fed Talon now.
Yeah, that's gonna be really difficult to deal with, the blue team.
Oh my god.
Oh, Thresh, tank it.
Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Oh my gosh! Wow. I know, I think it was worthwhile there to lose 1 or 2 people maybe and get the dragon.
They wouldn't have lost anyone if Thresh just tanked it. They wouldn't have got us so low.
Oh yeah. That's why every time, it doesn't even matter what role I'm playing, I almost always go and walk to the other side of dragon and stand right next to it so it attacks me and doesn't hit anyone else with AoE.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, this got demolished. Hey, the Talon is a big problem. Big problem now. Uber in general seems to be very hesitant to press R. Like that time he was dead anyway, but like there's no even an attempt to try and escape. Like he's like died to Talon like a few times now, and not once has he ever actually used R to just run away.
And so continues the stalemate in top.
I know, dude. Turret to camera loves to focus on 2 tanks slapping each other and doing nothing.
Well, attacking each other, that's clearly more relevant than everything else.
Oh, we're about to see them dive Shen.
That sounds like the worst decision they could possibly make in this game.
Pretty sure they could kill him, but like, that was a really bad time to go in.
They're gonna lose something for it. And
No.
they need to do it with minions, like...
Yeah, they're gonna get collapsed upon.
Showing that they're there without minions to back them up was a mistake, because that gives the enemy time to get into position to counter a dive that may or may happen. Or they could just hard push lanes where people aren't, because you see 3 people top lane and deal with the potential dive that way.
Yeah. Well, I'm very surprised that he just survived that.
Okay, me now, and nobody's gonna do anything with it.
Oh, it hit Soraka as well. Go in! Go in!
It would have been so good if they didn't just like run so far away that they couldn't do anything.
Even Thresh could have just hooked her. He just got like really scared with the Ari for some reason. Oh, Ezreal is going blue build, dude. So he's gonna do even less damage than no damage.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, building more armor this game against a Talon that fed doesn't seem like a bad decision.
I think it's irrelevant though. Like, Frozen Fist doesn't give enough armor to stop him one-shotting you.
Talon's beyond the point of blowing people up.
Like, the problem is, like, going blue build against, like, a tanks, like, you just don't do anything. You literally don't. He'll never kill Maokai or Gragas. Like,
Yeah.
and even Thresh already has Chambers. Like,
Their option is actually E-forward past those champions and try to take out Ashe after your team deals with Talon. If they can manage to do that and reform their line in the other direction so that they're behind the enemy tanks, fighting them that way. It's going to be incredibly hard to pull off, but it might be about their only hope with this deficit and this lineup.
That was a good error.
Trying to fight in 5v5.
I mean, you can just eat past the tanks. If Marco's is gonna twisting advance you, and then you're gonna die to Ash pretty much instantly.
I think this is a game though where I would turn this into a 1-3-1 on blue, put Yi in one side lane, and put Shen in the other.
Yeah, it sounds about right. You really need to get a split push on.
Right now, have Ari run to assist. Ezreal can get across the map pretty quickly as well, but
that was a pretty good just pick by the Thresh. Taking advantage of the overextended Ezreal. I don't agree on his item choice though. The guy definitely should not be going some 5k on Thresh. There's so much better items. He hasn't even completed his base of the mountain yet. Like if I could just tank that turret, they could just kill Ninja. Oh, he's dead anyway.
oh, is he? Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Wait, no, Talon Zoom.
Talon's not even trying to kill him. Alright, take it back. He's not dead.
Talon Zoom.
And how much mana we just spent killing minions.
And Dragon Ball. See, Maokai has TP up. I think they should just rush Dragon. Everybody go there. They could just do immediately.
Pretty sure they rush drag, like the enemy team can't contest.
Almost certainly gonna go top. Bot lane is even, mid lane's even. Yeah, they're not losing out anymore.
I don't see how red team loses this unless he goes huge and kills everyone.
To slow their DPS to get their jungle here. Ah, don't fear the war.
Oh.
Smite the thing. Oh.
Oh.
That could have been stolen.
That should,
So,
yeah, it almost
they
was
needed to
stolen.
wait, and Gragas needed to hurry his way there.
That don't you Dragon Warrior out your jungler. Wait. Not especially when the entire enemy team is there. And they have a like Israel is very good at stealing dragons, surprisingly enough. That was silly on Paho's part. But at the same time, his team needs to react to the fact he's not there and just wait it out. Leave the dragon on 1500 health or whatever. Oh! Oh my gosh, that arrow.
Hook. Hook down. Okay, he's flat.
That was a necessary flash play, he should have just hooked. But, oh well, you got the job done.
Down for 5 seconds.
Ah, okay. It wasn't even a necessary flash play. He's gonna die though.
Oh yeah. That was a bad exhaust. He's so very dead. He is thinking about getting overzealous. Okay, decided against it.
He needs to get himself in the side lane already, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's one of the things about Yi. He did at least go flash, so he's better at not split pushing than a teleport Yi is. But
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
I hate picking Yi into a team that already has a split push dedicated champion like a Shen, because it just becomes that much harder to get yourself into a side lane.
That Soraka was extremely slow to react with the silencer. If he silenced the Talon straight away, Ari would have lived. I feel like you can probably hold his own against everyone except Talon. At least keep them there. But even so, keeping Talon away from the rest of your team is not necessarily a bad thing. I'm looking at items, and look at Ash's items compared to Ezreal. Like, she has IEPD and almost the makings of a Last Whisper. And Ezreal has... Okay, Ezreal has his Mana Moon in now. Just 28 minutes, almost say. That's pretty big.
Time with Ford. That's in there.
It's a decent time considering how late he got his Mana. Rip Ari.
Oh my gosh, red team just... I was on the blue team point of view, and then I switch back to global and there's just wards everywhere.
Yeah, red team have a lot of vision. They can take this Baron for free. Like, Thresh needs to stop.
Setting up for a Baron. And I agree with this decision. I think they should be taking this Baron right now.
They can just take it though. I don't know why they're not just
tanks,
taking it.
No damage from it.
They're trying to... I don't know what they're trying to do. There's no vision on blue team. Like, none at all.
And they have 2 upgraded sweepers and a non-upgraded sweeper. Like,
Yeah, and Talon's ult's back up.
should have a pink ward, but you can guarantee there's nothing that will see it. And just backing off is completely unnecessary.
Dude, this is just like a missed opportunity. This is why the games always last 40, 50 minutes, even though they're like completely crushing. Because they just don't want to take objectives.
Invested like 5 wards into walking away.
Yeah.
They didn't get any benefit out of any of that. Oh, okay, now they with 3 people.
Uber actually reacted to the Talon. Oh, Ashar is almost up. Again, they can just go Baron right now and take it. I guess they're gonna wait for Drag.
Dragon and take Talon too. Well, they need to clear bot now because they've waited too long. Top's going to be pushing for them, but no, Shen's dealing with it. So, I think their next opportunity is Dragon. They're not going to be able to set up waves very well in time to get a Baron.
Holy shit, he's going home.
What? Finally? Yay!
Alright, that was a 3-for-1 in favor of blue. And they're gonna get mid-turret off it, maybe? Or they're gonna go Baron themselves?
Or Baron.
That's really good for them, like...
They should try Baron. Actually, no. Yeah, they can take Baron here.
Yeah, they gotta eat it, and Shen can tank. Ezreal, W this guy. W them.
Red team should just rush the dragon on this.
Okay, now blue team have a legit fighting chance. Like, with Baron stats, they're even in gold, essentially. Even though they're down 13 kills.
Okay, red team is rushing dragon. Good, good.
For a second there, I thought Thresh was on blue and I thought he stole it.
Me too. That was a very in time to throw out a Thresh hook. He wanted the dragon assist or something.
Yeah. I mean, the whole reason the blue team got the Baron was just Talon was overzealous. It was like, oh, I'm third, I'm Talon, I'm just gonna 3v1 and not care. The problem with that is that, you know, when 3v1 is always going to be an element of risk, and when it goes wrong, you give away big advantages when you're the most fed on your team. Like, if you are the most fed, you have to be the person to make the most sensible plays, and not the really crazy plays. And it definitely felt like there was an element of League of Duty in there. Like he just wanted to kill people, he doesn't really care about winning, he just wants to kill people. The thing is, like, he has like a huge amount of their team's gold. So if Shen actually lands a good taunt on him,
They're engaging without Ash. They just engaged the 4v5. That was absolute lack of communication or lack of awareness. Not even or, that was and lack of awareness. How do you not notice your AD carry is the only person missing from mid lane?
and now blue team will probably get an inhib.
Ash is dead. No, Ash flash. Yeah, it's in its power. Not sure about it.
Oh, I think they can get it.
Ghostblade just happened. Yeah, he ghostbladed it. Oh, he's running away. Now it's iffy.
Rip Soraka.
If they were all on the same page and you went straight for the inhib, they would have been long gone.
Yeah.
The
Also,
indecision.
yeah, the indecision definitely cost them, but I don't know why you went back in there. That was just like crazy how. Now red team are gonna turn around and like probably do the same thing. Like get an inhib and then like a bunch of people will die.
Nah, I don't think they're actually gonna get anything because Ash went bot lane.
Yeah, dude, this Ash is so greedy for farm. Like he has the most CS in the game, but that's completely irrelevant when you haven't been in a team fight.
I can understand the sentiment of the Ashe though, because it feels like he's the only one pushing side lanes. Everybody else is ignoring side lane management completely. If he just had some help on that front, they'd be able to group up a lot more often.
Yeah. Ezreal, how's bulk now? So Ezreal was at 3 IMs. It's pretty, I don't know. Bulk and blue is a bit weird, honestly. Bulk and Frozen Fist. Or Iceborne Gauntlet. Like, those IMs are just strange. One's designed to poke and one's designed to sustain DPS.
Well, the Vork helps deal with the fact that they do have a very tanky lineup, but right now that tanky lineup is very armor stacking tanky, so he really needs the Last Whisper.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you are gonna go bulk on Ezreal because they have a big tank line, Triforce is so much better for you. It has him built attack speed. Oh, Uber survived again. This is a problem. Talon is no longer killing people. Kind of the way the red team go ahead was that Talon killed everybody.
But the problem they're having now is that they don't have a unified strategy. Everyone's off sort of doing their own thing. And that basically means they've got 4 people all the time right now. If instead of Ashe dealing with both top and bottom waves all the time, Talon maybe utilizes Moby Boots to go clear some waves and set up some auto push lanes for them. Or I mean, Maokai's kind of okay at it. He's got Sunfire. He can go do it. Now they're getting some hits, though. They can turn dragons up in 15 seconds. Blue team should be on top of it right now.
Yeah, they should.
Put 4 people top.
It's the exact thing I said in the feedback for last game.
They've
Like,
got actually 13 seconds before Shen spawns.
even though like blue team were ahead, they're now behind 2,000 gold again. It looks like red team are gonna get this uncontested because he's up. I mean, if Yi was there, Shen has TP and ult.
I don't know why he is top right now. This doesn't make much sense. If he's there, he needs to stay there. Like,
Yeah, he needs to
now
be
he's
splitting.
going down, this makes no sense.
So much indecision, like.
Okay, he's staying. He just wanted to kill a ward really badly. Now he needs to get the hell out of there. Good, good.
He's gonna get out and then they're gonna take Baron.
Red team's inhibitor is respawning soon.
They're not gonna do it.
Oh, this is so confusing. Like, blue team's gonna go inhib or bot turret, or are they gonna go Baron?
Down. If Red attempts Baron, they could just rush base. Oh,
But they weren't even in a position. They could have traded.
bottom tower is still being up.
They could have traded bottom out for Baron. That's so worth. And then you get the Baron fast recall, and then you're in there for the inhib turret. Oh, Ari's gonna die. Here's rollable hacker.
You could just not give feedback sessions and have everybody watch the video.
Oh,
Wow, nice arrow.
Ar.
Please tell me, kill me. Why did no one attack me? There's no thing. This is
I
30
don't know what
seconds
Talon
time.
was doing.
I'm not sure either. He was sort of standing there. If he had cooldowns, 3 seconds is a lot of auto attacks.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure he could just auto, Q auto, and he would just kill you.
This is a game if they play it right, I think. Talon's got ult up. Precious got ult up. Maokai's got ult up. They play it safe and back off. If they're doing this, they should rush Baron.
They're not gonna, dude. They're gonna
Wait.
take red buff and B.
They don't have time. Now, red or blue team should rush Baron because now they're going to be low. They've got enough time before bot pushes into them. They need to do it immediately, or else they're never going to have the opportunity. They're going to have to recall to clear bot.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. So red team will get Baron for free. Well, they should get
Yeah.
Baron for free, but
Well,
not.
actually, they've got Shen to just deal with bot here, so they've got that going for them at least.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty useful. He has TP and ult, so.
Oh wow, they just blew Yee's ult for Yomu's.
He's always about the same cooldown as Yomu's.
Pretty sure Yomu's for 30 seconds. Yee ult play minute 10.
I feel like that should be game. Oh wow. Oh wow.
Well, 2 carries down. All they gotta do is kill a Yee and they're completely impervious to damage. And
Oh, they're impervious to damage anyway. You can't do anything. Yeah, Shen didn't ult. Soraka has a Zhonya's for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. Soraka managed his Zhonya's, but Ari didn't. Are they gonna end? Looks like they're gonna finish.
Good.
What's he waiting for?
Eventually,
I think he's waiting for his ult.
or you could not. The waiting for ult was not viable when the ult comes up as Nexus dies. But yeah.
GG, I guess.
More exciting than the last game.
I guess we'll head back up then. Talk about the game.
Just only hit minions at don't give off to Maokai's burst because he has no follow-up.
We are here.
Because you kept giving in to Maokai's burst,
Maybe
he lost like 30
we should
CS.
do some. I will type it.
I still gotta work on just like playing the hard like sustained mid laners. You gotta be incredibly incredibly good at judging when you need to back off and when you can just keep going. Because Shen's gets stronger every second you stay near your minions and still hitting stuff. If you're not hitting stuff, you lose value on your kit entirely.
Alright, I guess we're ready to start the feedback.
I'm gonna take Uber to the side for a minute.
Which one do you guys want to start in?
Top lane, so it can be really brief.
Okay, let's start with top lane. Okay, top lane. Laning.
No, I can't talk. I have to be back in just a moment. I just PM'd you, Seaal.
Alright, okay, we're not doing top lane. Not yet.
Damn.
Let's do bot lane first. Bot lane. Mr. Ezreal. Early game, if you have none of mana to Arcane Shift, you are playing Ezreal wrong. You are wasting way too much mana. Like, Arcane Shift is why Ezreal is a safe laner. Arcane Shift is why Ezreal is good in lane. Simple as that. Ezreal is good in lane because Arcane Shift. And if you don't have enough mana to cast it, you lose why Ezreal is good in lane. And if Thresh engages on you, or engages on your Soraka, you're just gonna do nothing. Like, Ezreal lives and dies off mana. Don't treat Ezreal as a pure AD carry, because he's not. He is a AD caster. Like, he only functions when he can cast spells. Alright, I'm not gonna scroll. I'm gonna scroll another window that you can't see. Make me feel better. So yeah, like, always reserve mana as best as you can. One of the good ways you can do that is to take the 3 points in utility, which gives you +3 mana regen. That's pretty good. And just in general, like, if you watch a lot of Ezreal players love to queue minions. Every single minion, regardless of whether they need to queue it or not, they will queue. And that's just costing you mana. Most of the times you can just auto attack it and it's the same thing. You got the exact same result, but that didn't cost you 30 mana.
Okay.
So there is that. After that, the first time you went back was at 10 minutes. Ash went back at 5 minutes. If you're planning to go Mana Moon, which is pretty much the standard start on Ezreal nowadays, you need to be, you know, at the first convenient time that you can be, you go back. because you need tier. Every minute you spend in lane where you could have bought tier is just another minute you've delayed your power spike. You generally get strong around about the time when your Mana Moon turns into a Mirror Mana. And 10 minutes is like really late. And what happened is like you got like, it was like 28 and a half minutes in, you got your Mirror Mana, which is like extremely late. Like at the latest you want it to be is 25 minutes. Like if it's any later than that, you're struggling. You're already falling behind. In terms of like the build you went, Blue Ezreal is not good in this map. It's fun, but it's not good. You probably should go Triforce and not Frozen Fist, because Frozen Fist just doesn't give you enough damage. And when they have two hyper tanks on their team, Gragas and Maokai, you are really struggling to do anything to them. Like you never did anything to them. Like no damage to them ever. So you definitely need to go Triforce second item. It just gives you more damage. It synergizes better with Blading Rune King because it gives attack speed, etc, etc. Thirdly, your third item definitely should have been Last Whisper and not a Balk. Balk should have been fourth. Because like Maokai had Sunfire and Frozen Heart. Thresh had like a butt ton of armor. Gragas had a butt ton of armor. Like they have so much armor on their team that you know, you're just not doing any damage. That's their entire front line. They're the only people you're ever gonna hit in a team fight, except maybe Talon. And most of them, like you're just not doing damage to because you don't have Last Whisper. You gotta be able to penetrate the armor. In terms of when you are playing ADC, you've got to be really careful you don't get caught out a lot. Because you did get caught out quite a few times by Talon, by Thresh when you're in bot lane, etc. And like just dying all the time like that, like you're gonna lose a fight before it's even like started, which is always bad. So like as ADC, like yeah, you want to farm and you need to farm, but make sure you're being safe. If everybody's MIA, like you know, don't be in a position where they can just jump on you and kill you. You gotta respect that Talon can easily close a distance from probably about 2 screens away, while invisible. You'll never see him coming, and he will pretty much one-shot you.
Yeah.
Slip. Early game, I don't know, level 1 you played fine, level 2, level 3, and then you get caught by this hook and it's unfortunate you die. It's kind of okay. In general though, like, the first ability you use in a team fight should be E. Like, how do we shut Talon down? We silence him. How do we shut the Maokai down? We silence him. Like, you would always like W, R, Q, exhaust, and then E. It was like, I'm just gonna wait until I've used everything and then I'm gonna silence him. Like, Soraka has the potential to completely shut down any single assassin with a good use of silence. But like, you've got to react faster and you've got to do it. Let's just use it first. Don't worry about Q, because Q has a cast time, it has an animation. If you use Q and then E, you're slowing down E. And your job is not to do damage, and that's slow that Q has. Who gives a shit about that? Like, E has to be like where E is the biggest potential to win that fight. Um. Yeah. In terms of like, apart from that, I think you played too bad. You had some good awareness for ults, but the ults didn't really affect anything. But like having the awareness is what counts, because you know in future games that will make a difference. The iron build was extremely weird, honestly, and completely ineffective. You should have had, oh, not Zanya's, not Morello's. I don't know, like the builds are strange, and you should have just gone items to help out your carries. Like Locket. When you fall behind early, I don't think there's a point in trying to build that build. I really don't think you should try and build that build anyway. It's a gimmick build, honestly. It's a win more build. If you win with that build, you could have won harder with a standard support build. And sooner. So like Locket would have been a great choice. Mikhail's for the Ash stun and the numerous amounts of CCs they have. Would have been my two pickups for that game for sure. Oh yeah, of course, it's just advice. This is not like bashing on you. On the other side of things, Mr. Thresh. I don't think you played badly. There's just a few kind of weird things. Like prime thing first and first. If you get a catch and before a team fight starts, you land Q on an important target and you're gonna go in. First of all, make sure that your team is ready to help you out. Because the first time you did, you just got slaughtered, and the second time you did, you got slaughtered but managed to not die and flash back out. But like, if you land that Q, throw a lantern. Just throw a lantern. You can throw W while Q is active. And then you can just go in and then, you know, Maokai follows you in or Gragas follows you in. And it just becomes like, you know, your engage becomes 3-4 times more effective. Because you have a big beefy tank in there with you. You're not just going to get completely shredded and blown up. You'll have time to actually cast things and whatnot. Yeah, but you're not silent. The thing is, you're trying to Q, go in with the Q and then W. But you can W before you Q, before you activate your second Q. Like when you've got them hooked, and you're slowly dragging them towards you, you can W then. And that's the best time to do it. You get more range. The other thing as well is sometimes you were just going for these, like in lane, I definitely saw it, you were going for like some very ambitious hooks. But you just didn't need to. Like, when you've got Mobies, don't be afraid to just walk up to the end, like walk up to someone and just flay them. Like there were some opportunities where you didn't need to hook. Like if you watch really good Thresh players, they'll always, if they can engage with Flay over engaging with Hook, they'll engage with Flay, because it's reliable. Hook is unreliable. Hook is a lot more reliable when they're slowed by the Flay or slowed by the box. That's when it's a lot easier to land hooks. So sometimes it's better to just run in and flay them than it is to just try and go for this crazy hook. And you probably would have got a few more kills in bot lane if you'd have done that. Other things, you definitely should have, like, the first time you want to finish after Sidestone is Face of the Mountain. Definitely. Don't skimp on that item is really good. It's really good at saving people. You should be dead. You know, when Ari dives on someone, when Yi dives on someone, you give them that shield, it's a 200, 300 damage shield. It's pretty damn big. It's pretty helpful. Next thing is Sunfire is not an item you buy on Thresh. support. Like Sunfire is like a, it's like if you consider the amount it costs, it has really bad tank stats. You know, and the trade-off is that you do damage and you have wave clear. You know, you have this passive AoE burn which helps you wave clear and helps you do damage in team fights. Like, as a Thresh support, you give 0 fucks about your wave clear and 0 fucks about the amount of damage you do in team fights. So it's much better to buy, you know, Frozen Heart. Go Frozen Heart. Your team already had a Frozen Heart. Go lock it. You know, go a support item. Go a team an item that helps your entire team instead of being a a selfish item. Yeah, even random ones would have been a better choice. It's got better stats. It has a slow, help peel for your carry, etc. Generally, you'll find that in most games, supports will build more kind of aura items, active items, items that actively benefit their team over buying defensive, selfish defensive items that just benefit themselves. Ash, Zayn. I think you were overthinking some of your arrows. Early game, like some of your arrows were like you had some bad whiffs. And to me it looked like you were overthinking. You were trying to predict like really hard. Like, you know, like there was one in like River where I'm pretty sure you're trying to predict the Ahri ult. And sometimes it's just not worth it. Like, you can worry about trying to predict the enemy when they actually have the reactions to try and dodge your ult in the first place. When they don't have that, there's no point in predicting. Like, if you play Blitzcrank and Silver, you should always hook straight at the enemy. Never try and predict a juke, because they won't. They just don't do it. So there's that. I think in lane overall, I think you played fairly well. Like, you had a really strong CS throughout the entire game. But my issue with this is the fact that you spent so little time with your team. And you had like all this gold in CS, but it's completely worthless when you don't actually have you're not actually in team fights. If you're not in team fights, you're doing 0 damage and your gold is worth nothing. You can have 1,000,000 gold, but that doesn't matter if you don't actually right click anybody. So like, it's good that you are getting in CS, but there's gotta be a trade-off between you CSing and you actually being in team fights. It's difficult because I know the feeling where you see a big wave and you're like, oh my god, I'm an AD carry, I want to get that. I want to get that wave, get that gold. But like, sometimes it's better to just be with the team, because especially when you're playing in low area lows, people will always just love to fight. Like you saw in this game, like, players would initiate 5v4s in the favor of the enemy team, and then they would lose. You know, and even if you do try and communicate, sometimes that will happen. So sometimes it's just better to be with the team, because people cannot count. That's like rule like probably like 7 of League of Legends, is people can't count. And people can't count in Diamond Dealo. People in Diamond will still fight 5v4s and think you're there even if you're not, because they're dumb. Yeah, that's my take on bot lane. Other instructors,
On that
go.
Yeah, don't initiate the 4v5s. I'm just gonna put that up there as a general point for everybody. Always count before you start something. Count in the number of people that are missing on the enemy team as well, because they're probably going to be there within 5 seconds. Unless you have convincing reason to think otherwise.
Who knew something you learned in kindergarten helps you beat people up?
Mm.
Yeah. Assuming you
Master.
didn't learn karate in kindergarten.
Um.
The other
Yeah,
thing I'm
Master
going to
Yi.
talk about here, which is kind of moderately relevant, is Thresh did do a really good job of warding up Baron at one point. I know the rest of the team was involved there because there was like 5 green wards and a pink ward involved. And you guys, as a team, just sort of didn't do anything at all. The enemy was in their base. You had wards everywhere in their upper jungle, and nobody started Baron, and it doesn't make any sense that Baron was free. The enemy is not Curse of the Sad Bullet time. You don't really care if they show up in the middle. Talon blows up everybody anyway.
On
That's
top of that,
my take
Ash
on
gets to charge a Q before the fight. Master Yi, just go straight for the River Shen. Like, there's no reason to give up river control to a Gragas like that. Like, you clear faster than pretty much every jungler on the 2 buff onto red. And then you just walk to River Shen, take it, and then you got a safe clear for your blue Gromp and wolves. You have protection against invades and the protection against lane ganks from that. Gives you an extra level 2, it hits you level 3, which actually helps you a lot against blue buffs. Right after Gromp, you should be level 3, I think. Or just before. Other than that, really good. Normally I do go challenging smite, but I do go more tanky Master Yi builds, and this game wasn't that for that. So good call on the slow smite if you're going full carry. And if you see that you need to full carry. I think Ari definitely needed to upgrade her sweeper, just like 1v1ing Talon. Because Ari would
Uber's
always
not
be there
here.
when Talon's there.
Just an FYI. Ari is not in Charles. It's not worth giving
we've been
feedback.
Moving around lanes like crazy now.
Well, I did just do all of bot lane, but then
Yeah,
I started talking about
there's
random
not too much
things.
to talk about.
I don't know, like, feel free to go into another lane if you want to.
But then,
Well, because
well,
I didn't notice anything.
or we could have the rest of the star. Because I got some stuff on Yi. I'm going to agree with your build decisions, except one. I don't believe you should have ever swapped to Sweeping Lens this game. I think that this is a game where you needed to be a split pushing Yi, and if you are a split pushing Yi, an upgraded ward trinket is indispensably valuable at keeping yourself alive and pushing aggressively. Aside from that, the very last BF sword, I might have made that a QSS. I'm assuming you were going for an Infinity Edge, but I'm not sure if going quite that aggressive would have paid off at that point in the game. Going for the girls Scimitar or Angel or something could have helped you, because you're now in 6v6 team fight or a 5v5 team fight stage with a build on Yi against that much cease. It's just really hard to pull off.
Thing is, against that team,
like, don't forget that Yi has the potential to solo Dragon very early. From like level 5 or so, you can just with or 2, you can just go down in there, kill it yourself. It takes a bit of practice. You got to know what you're doing, but that And I would say that Yi should probably still be taking W second on his jungle clear. It's a bit involved how he properly clears the jungle, but I feel it's more efficient than going E second once you get used to it.
It's way more efficient than going E second. You W right after you take the red buff, and then he goes to go for the path I mentioned. I actually think IE was the right choice, just because the only way you were doing anything in that fight was getting an advantage on them on cooldowns, and if they had cooldowns up, there was no way you were doing shit. And if they got a catch, there was no way you were doing shit. Like, you had to be the one catching. Catching people out of position do enough damage while you're doing that before they come. I think IE was the right choice. Yeah, great. You needed warding, which is split push a lot earlier. And if you're taking dragon, you have to pull the dragon out at least a little bit, or else the dragon will keep knocking you back every time you Q, and you'll die.
Avoids it? Oh my god. Black
Yeah.
the knowledge today. Wait, wouldn't it just reset the center like every time?
No,
Alright, it doesn't have enough time to move?
no,
Oh,
it
I'm gonna have
doesn't.
to try this.
Earth.
Yeah, you save like 2 pots of HP or something. It's really huge. So you have to pull it out before you start trying to solo it.
Did never used to. I love the old dragon.
Pretty good overall. That's all I have left on you. Pa, I didn't see you do anything. I saw you take an aggressive crab in top lane. That was good. That was a good pathing. There were a couple times, like bot lane, you were bot lane taking the crab, where you could have just ditched the crab and tried to gank because they were really fucking aggressive. That was probably a free kill, or at least free summoners. I think you were right next to them, and they were already in line with the river at your side.
Yeah, I mostly focused on peeling and trying to disengage fights.
Mm. Gragas is a really aggressive and powerful jungler. Peeling's okay, but you had Talon. You didn't really need to peel stuff. You were ahead the whole game, and they didn't have a composed team that was able to handle being caught out. So you could have just aggressively ulted pretty much every time.
Well, and then the ones that I tried were pretty much worth a good laugh. Like the time I tried to kick Ninja out of tower and failed miserably because he just dashed back.
I was
Yeah.
just like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, we were questioning that decision because Shen's just too tanky to be tower diving like that without a carry. You guys didn't have a
Yeah,
carry
and then
with
I
you.
saw Ari heading up, and I was like, nope, we're done here, so let's get out.
Yeah, that lost you a tower.
Yeah,
Extended
once you
game.
show your dive, you need to execute it immediately, or you give them time to rotate and dive you, or take dragon or something. Like, it needs to be show up, gank.
Good
Yeah,
item
I'm
build.
still working on trying to hit my ults correctly.
Good item build overall. Does Gragas need mana? I think he does. He
Eh?
definitely. Not sure. I haven't jungled him enough.
He had
If you
rangers.
do find yourself needing
Might deal with it.
needing mana, just get most Gragases do get that item, the Righteous Glory.
I know I
But
knocked back
position
2
for
people
ults.
back into my team, and then I knocked 2 people away from my team at one point.
Yeah, that's a perfect ult. That's an ideal situation for Gragas.
Oh
where
no,
you
no,
split
these
the
are
team up.
separate ults where I would separate the group. I did a successful where I knocked one person in and a bunch of other people out, twice, and then about 2 other times I just kicked everyone away from my team and let them escape. So
I mean, unless they're actually hard diving Ash, it's better off that you don't knock them away. Or unless, well, you can knock Master Yi away up to level 16. You can knock Master Yi away, because his ult will run out of cooldown and he'll be like completely crushed in DPS and take too much damage. But after level 16, I would not do that. I would just focus on EWing the Yi. Make sure he gets CC'd that way.
yeah, that's what I was trying to do, was E him every time he jumped on the Ash, but we were spread out a bit more than I would have liked.
Yeah, Righteous Glory is definitely a good item to consider, though. Would set up your ults really well.
Yeah, I just looked up pro builds. Righteous Glory is not actually built that much on Gragas, but almost every game the champion will have either that or Frozen Heart.
CDR is good.
A lot of Frozen Hearts.
Yeah, FH is good. Not against this team, though. He had no attacks.
Yeah, and also Maokai had already built Frozen Heart, so and Righteous Glory, so I wasn't worried about either of those.
This would have been a decent game for a Locket.
Well, I'll get from Gragas, yeah.
I was really considering it, and then I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get Banshees, because the biggest thing that's killing me is Ari catching me with a charm or something stupid like that.
The biggest thing that's killing you is nothing, because you had 2 deaths in a 60-minute game.
I know, right? I did really good. I feel like I did really good.
Yeah, you didn't need to like over tank. You mostly tank items have utility, and Banshee's not one of those. Follow up with some other item. Maybe CDR. Visage is okay. It's not ideal, but it's okay. Yeah, I think Righteous Glory was like almost certainly the buy here. Yeah, stay aggressive with your ults. Like when you're winning like that, you need to see which game plan you want.
Yeah,
And
I
with-
didn't take every opportunity because I'm still... But like I said, I've got about a 50-50 chance of just completely disengaging the fight and letting them get away, or actually succeeding in knocking them in. I'm still shaky, so it's not as immediate as I'd like it to be.
Vistorica, you have anything? Because that's all I got.
I feel there was more gank opportunities presented to you in early game than you took advantage of. I mean, you were pretty gank heavy at the very beginning, and then I think your presence sort of fell off a bit. Your bot lane at any time, like you've got Thresh, Ash. If you can get down there, things die. What more time?
I can't think of why I started slowing down. All I can think of is I felt like I was starting to fall behind. I needed to get some of my jungle farm up.
Alright, one thing, Promprince, there's 2 builds I take on you from blue side. One of the best ones is you invade their red buff. You take it into Raptors and then take Crab. It's a really good counter Chun-Li tactic. You just walk in at 130, ward up, take it, and steal their buff. You usually won't defend against it. And then, yeah, you get a huge advantage. You get a huge farm advantage too, which makes you actually legitimately strong in 1v1s against the jungler. Because usually you lose those. Make sure you don't ask for the leash though, because the leashes really kill your... It shows where you were, and it really kills your top laner. Like, you're strong enough as Yi to do it solo, with the Daxity boost and shit. And you just take red, take Raptors, take it, and then you can just rotate around, find ganks. You can level 2 gank top lane if you see an opportunity for a kill. It's pretty common that you do, actually. And just one of his cheese strats you can use on you. Do it like 50% of games or something, maybe more. It's really fucking good. Alright, Vistorica, want to talk about top lane? I got quite a bit for Ninja, if he's here now.
I'm here. I've been talking.
Here. Okay. The only thing I have for top lane at all, really, is Ninja. There were times where you just did not ult.
Like
So work on that more.
like the issue I was having was I'd see a really good opportunity to ult, and I was looking at the fight, and I went to press the ult, and then they die because Talon. Like I didn't even finish the casting time for the initial shield for my ult because they just die, and that happened multiple times.
Gotta be
There
faster.
was one fight where you grouped for Dragon where you should have been top.
Last one. Because like 3 people died and the game ended and you're just sitting inside lane the whole time.
Yeah, I was auto attacking. Like I kept ulting someone and they die, and then I ult the next person, they die, and it was like, god damn it, I'm just trying to ult, trying to get my shield on someone.
Yeah, Ninja, 921 on Shen. Don't go 030 unless like some crazy like double crit, double AoE mage game.
I used to run a different rune page in Mastery, but after I'd played for a bit, I was like, you know, I should go look at like pro builds and pro guides, stuff like that, just to read up
There
on
are
it.
a lot of pro Shens. I've been looking it up on low skill. A lot of pro Shens go 921.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll try
Like,
921.
like the hard Shen
What's the
players,
point
not
in
the instant
going-
Shen players.
In this game, though, what's the point of 921? Is the damage going to let you bully Maokai out of lane? No.
No,
Like,
but he
you were
was
just
getting
looking to be
bullied
a
so
brick
hard.
wall in team fights.
I wasn't getting bullied extremely hard. It was mostly just
You
farm
were
lane talk.
being bullied extremely hard. Like you should have at least been even, if not ahead, against Maokai. Like with the build he had, which was not even respecting your damage, or like he didn't respect any magic damage. He didn't even have Sunfire, which would have actually made the lane hard for you. So you should have been winning that 100%.
But I don't care about like trying to beat the enemy laner usually as Shen. I'm just trying to get a bit of farm and help
But you
other
do
lanes.
because you fell behind 30 CS because of that. Because you
That's
kept
just
getting
because
pushed
I'm
in.
bad at CSing.
No, it's because you had no pacing with your actual rune page. It just wasn't strong enough in lane. Like
I
champions
CS
like
better
Shen
than
are
Ruby
made to
even.
win.
Like
They're
I
made
don't
to
play
like
solo lanes much.
outscale like as soon as possible. You want to get ahead of the enemy laner so you get all your advantage. If you're behind the whole game, you're gonna be shut down basically. Even with yours, like even if Shen is hard to shut down realistically. Like you shut down your potential so much. Like just go 4 into CDR, 1 into expose weakness, which is your increased ally damage, and 9 into AP, like 5 into AP. Every time you press W. Like,
I wouldn't be taking the attack speed mastery.
no, attack speed's not good enough. Well, against Maokai's you can consider it, but usually you want to CDR because your ult is just so important. Attack speed's mostly is tertiary to CDR. Obviously, you can't build much CDR in your build because you can't build Frozen Heart, but still, it's pretty important to get that CDR. So, Spirit Visage. Like some lanes you can get attack speed, but rarely. Some lanes you can actually, if you want to play the Mundo route and be a bully tank, you go attack damage on the other side of the mastery page. And you can be a pretty big bully as Shen.
I'm not like the way I'm planning on playing Shen isn't to necessarily win lane all that hard. I just want to farm up top when I can, try and not lose towers. Main goal, not feed them. Maybe get my jungler kills if he comes in to gank, and I ult other lanes and TP to make sure dragon gets taken, etc., and be more of a map presence than beating their top lane necessarily.
Yeah, but you wouldn't take any risk in doing so. You would just be gaming your presence a little bit more. Like, you're still Shen, you're still safe as fuck. You just be a little more ahead in lane. It wouldn't like risk anything by like going a little more aggressive in your rune page.
Yeah. Oh, no. Well, wait, runes? Don't you mean masteries?
I mean, yeah, masteries, like
Yeah.
all those armor, like they had like rarely any crit that would actually matter to you.
Well,
Ash is like 1%.
I have a different rune page. I already have another rune page, pretty much exactly what you're saying. It's 921. I'll use that in some cases. I'll try it sometime.
Especially against Maokai, who had just literally like 60 total physical damage in a late game all-in. Like, it doesn't really matter to have that extra defense against them. Take the AoE MR, Maokai's all MR, then like get the 921, and don't hit Maokai in lane, there's no point, and don't last hit with your Q. Hit the minion first with your Q, so you heal up. You're losing a lot of HP by doing that.
You as well.
You heal a third or something, it's way worse.
Yeah, you barely hear anything.
Whenever I'd walk up and do it, Maokai would often hit me, so I don't know, it's a trade-off.
Yeah, exactly, but like Maokai was always hitting you, you can't stop it, so you just ignore it. You don't let it intimidate you, because he has cooldowns and mana, and you have infinite sustain, basically, and no mana problems. You can't let his mana pool intimidate you, or else you'll start just losing and getting pushed in. It's just this thing about playing sustain tanks like Nasus Shen. You have to be very to every single potential, because every single point of HP you gain, every single small thing you win, it pulls you miles ahead of your potential in terms of potential. And you can't just like resign to being passive. Okay. Vistorica?
I'm not gonna speak any more on top.
Okay. You talked about Maokai, right?
No.
No. Well, Haka, you did whatever Maokai does, which is smash things and then W things and win game by pressing R. So good job.
I feel like the Maokai could have been a lot more aggressive in team fights. That utilization of
Yeah.
Righteous Glory and just going home. Like, Talon was the first
Yeah.
into most fights, which is fine because he was fed as shit, but like, there's no reason why you can't initiate a fight and then Talon just follows up and he doesn't even have to do anything hard. Just kind of wins.
So I got
There's not too much to say, I don't
Yeah,
think,
good
about the
play.
Mayo. Like, you played pretty solidly, you didn't like die very
you
often.
didn't run or anything.
You have a very low kill participation. You have 8 from 32 to a quarter. Like, I feel like that's too low. You definitely could have probably utilized teleport better. I mean, to be fair, a lot of the kills were Talon just solo killing people. But even so, like, compare that to the rest of your team, it's extremely low. Which means you weren't doing much in team fights. Or the team fights where things were happening, you weren't there.
Oh, by the way, as Jen, is it a decent idea to sometimes not take teleport? Because I have been finding, like, the last game, I didn't use teleport at all because I just didn't need it.
I was planning to tell you that because the way you play, you almost never ult, or you're so reserved in your ults. Like the
Not
reason you
intentionally, but
TP
yeah.
on Shen is you ult aggressively, you coordinate it, you ult aggressively, and then you TP back to lane or you take objective.
Yeah. Like I did
If
that
you're not doing that, you just take smite
elsewhere.
because Cinderhawk is still OP on Shen, and the smite is still OP on Shen.
Right.
Like just try it out because your playstyle doesn't really fit TP. In my opinion, TP is a little bit better, but just for you, I would try out smite.
Yeah,
People-
I'll try Flash Smite on
People
top.
play it occasionally.
Is Flash Ignite also decent on Shen?
It used to be. I don't. It's still like a good percentage of games you take ignite.
Like,
It
I'm only
depends
doing
on the
for Mundo,
matchup.
should I take it?
If you're playing against Maokai, if you're playing against a hyper tank, like, do not take ignite. That's such a waste. You're not going to utilize it at all in the first 25 minutes of the game.
Like, one of my roughest games at the moment is when I'm playing against Mundo. If I take Ignite, I can maybe win lane.
Oh, you take ignite against Mundo for sure. Yeah, no, Mundo straight counters Shen. You really shouldn't be winning that, but you need the ignite for late game. Mundo's a really hard matchup for Shen.
Yeah.
And for Vlad, you should be taking ignite just for like a little bit of jungle presence can give you a kill easily.
Alright. That is true, because I can ignite people when I ult elsewhere. I'll try ignite sometime if the top laner requires it.
Yeah, but tryouts just Cinderhawk Smite a little bit. It's really good on Shen.
I've
HP
tried
is like
Smite Teleport on Shen, and I've done Cinderhulk.
no, you don't replace Flash because Flash is game breaking on Shen. Like you E Flash, you can break a team fight, you can break a game wide open with your E Flash. Just never give up Flash on Shen.
Alright.
You can though. It's just really it's a lot smaller range. Pretty sure it's like that, if I remember correctly. I haven't played Shen since like season 4. Yeah, but if I remember correctly, it's just like you cancel it in mid E instead of at the end of the E. Something like that. Oh yeah, consider E flashing. Will you start on Melka? You start Flask. Flask always. Start E if you're gonna level 2 choose a camp. Start Q if otherwise. If you're going Smite Maokai, which is okay, you don't really need Flash on Maokai because your W counters it a little bit. Still amazing on Maokai, but if you're gonna take Smite, you can do that. If you're gonna take Smite, you 100% just start E and like take a Raptor camp. That's all I got. Seal.
You guys covered pretty much everything with top lane. So I guess we'll just go over the Talon, and that's it.
You EQ'd things.
I mean, it wasn't many mistakes, but I feel like your problem lies in the fact that you played like a League of Duty player. Like, you played for kills and not to win. Which is gonna slip you up. You're gonna play a game where you get ridiculously fed and then you're gonna lose because all you want to do is kill people and not win the game. I'd take winning the game over killing people any day of the week.
I think a majority of that was due to the team and not Talon though.
No, that had a lot to do with Talon. You can tell because Talon's CS is ridiculously low. It means he wasn't doing things around minion waves.
Mhm. Oh yeah, makes
I mean,
sense.
there is that. The fact that you get out CS by your 211 lane opponent, that's an indication that, like, you need to, well, first of all, improve on CS. Like, if you're bad at CS, you gotta practice. It's a muscle memory skill, it's a mechanic. And the only way to get better at mechanics is to practice. Practice, 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 practice. Like, you gotta go into a game with the focus, make your focus and make an active effort to work on CSing better. Yeah, what Bloodlight says is relevant. But, just in general, like you played really well, and you got really fed, and you did a lot of good things, but always play for objectives. Like, don't treat kills as the way to win. You don't win through kills, you win through objectives. But kills are a means to objectives. You can't take objectives unless you kill the enemy team. So that is where kills bring their value in allowing you to take objectives. Kills in and of themselves do not win games. Like, if you do nothing but kill them, you lose the game. Because they will take objectives, they'll take towers. And then just think about things as well. Like, the one play that stuck out to me was you went ham in a 3v1 or 1v3. You killed one person, died, you baited your team in, you killed 2 other people, and your team lost 3 members, and you killed 1 person, and that was it. Like, when you are the most fed player on your team, you cannot afford to die in that kind of situation. If you're only killing 1 person and dying, and you are literally, you know, head and shoulders above any other player in the game, like, you just evened up that team fight, like, well, like, you know, beyond belief. Like, you are, at that point, you are probably like 35% of your team's gold, and you are gone. That's 1/3 of your team has died when you die. It's essentially 2 people. Like, you pretty much killed, like, if you die, you're worth pretty much 2 people's worth of gold. So, like, you need to kill at least 2 people, or do the job of 2 people, or have the effectiveness of 2 whole players to make up for the fact that you have so much gold. So, like, you know, just be intelligent. Like, just because you're 10-1 doesn't mean you have to go in on 1v3 because you're fed. You know, just wait until your team arrives and then have a 3v3, get a triple kill, take a free dragon, take a free turret. You know, that's where we actually start winning value. Like, red team definitely could have won this game in 25 minutes, probably 30 minutes. I think at 30 minutes you guys had a chance to do Baron. This is not particularly aimed at Talon. You guys could have just done Baron and won the game there and then. That was so free. But seemed to be a lot of, oh, we just want to focus on kills, oh, I need to go buy my next item, etc, etc. So yeah, like, I don't want to take anything away from what you did, because you played really well and you definitely carried your team, but, you know, these are the things you have to think about when you are really far ahead, that you don't, because the one person who can throw the game is you. If your team loses because you threw, and that's just how it was going to be, you know, and that can potentially happen. So you've got to make sure that when you are carrying and when you are fed, you're on the top of your game, because you know, you have the biggest influence in the game, so the game rests on your shoulders. It's your game to do what you want with it, and if you want to spend your time getting kills and not worrying about trying to win, then eventually that's going to come back and bite you in the ass. Yeah, you guys were 6k gold is like, it's a fair amount, but most of that gold, you have so much gold concentrated on one person who is exceptionally strong in the mid game, which it was. It's kind of more accentuated. sometimes you can't just take gold leads for face value. You gotta kind of think about more than just, oh, I have 5k gold in them. We have 5k gold in them. But yeah, after you guys lost Baron, after they took Baron, like they even the open air ahead in gold. Oh. Yeah, that's right, I'm right. Any other mentors, comments on the talent specifically, because Ari's not here?
I think you should respect your enemy laner a little bit more. It's got really low. So
Not sure if it should be Talon or who it should be, but I noticed several times around the mid game that the only one dealing with side lanes was Ashe, and that's why you guys kept having Ashe on a side lane and 4 people in mid. Well, you were there and then you were mid, and it was kind of 50-50, and there was definitely a time or two where Ashe went and cleared top and then like went and recalled and then went and cleared bot, and I feel as if there just wasn't enough attention being paid to minion waves at all. Like, if only one person is dealing with it, that one person is never or almost never going to have time to group up. There needs to be more of a team effort to clear minion waves, set them up advantageously, and then group up at the same time and do something with the numbers advantage that results from them having to deal with the minion waves. It was just none of that timing attacks that occurred.
Any final words from the instructors? If not, I'll wrap it up.
Nope.
Just an FYI to Pinky. I know you're new around here, but the way MAHs work is we're trying to mirror a solo queue game as much as possible. That's the aim of Mentored Inhouses, is to teach for solo queue. So in that regard, please ban like standard solo queue bans. I mean, don't know what the Vayne ban was, but it could be seen as a target ban.
That was me. I was actually one picking bans, and telling them who to ban. And I had all 5 of my main bans had been banned, and I didn't want to take Gragas out because I wanted to play Gragas. So I was just flitting around for something that was strong, and I knew I didn't want to play against. And Vayne is one of those things.
Vayne is not a meta ban.
Simply, it's one of my solo queue bans. If I run out of bans, I throw that one. Katarina, like we're talking lowest tier bans. These are just bronze bans.
Yeah, Vayne is not a bronze ban.
Because the Vaynes are all Smurfs and they'll kill you on anything.
The Cat is a perfectly valid ban. Cat is banned all the time. But Vayne, no.
Well, Sejuani and LeBlanc were already banned. I think we had banned Hecarim. Vi had been banned. So like all the big ones had been banned, and I couldn't think of anything else.
There's plenty of other champions.
What was your plan if the enemy first picked Gragas? Because you left it open for them.
Oh, Mumu.
Straight up OP. Mumu is not a good answer to Gragas.
Though, I don't own Gragas, and Pelher knows that.
I wasn't even thinking of that. Like, I was so far not thinking. Like, I wasn't even thinking of that as a possibility. If they had picked Gragas, I'd have taken the Mumu. It was what it was.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, I know you take, I know it's like human psychology to take losses more seriously in terms of banning people you play next, but the Veins that are stomping you and are actually getting fed are probably Smurfs and would stomp you on anything. So it's not justified to go by just how strong Vayne is in your games.
I get that, but it's still Smurfs and it's still Bronze.
It doesn't matter,
They'll
dude.
kill you on anything.
If it's actually a Smurf, it doesn't matter what character they pick.
Like, they'll kill you on Poppy 80 carry. They'll probably actually go way stronger on Poppy 80 carry.
Like,
I wanted to go Syndra AP bot.
Vayne's skill floor is like incredibly high. Like, that's the problem. Like, you know, people in Diamond suck at Vayne. Like, I suck at Vayne. Holy shit, am I bad at Vayne? She's difficult.
I mean, to be fair, it was a bit of a panic ban. We were running out of time, and I was like jumping for something that I knew was strong.
Yeah, it's good to just like list out a couple champions that you ban. Like, mine is like Gragas every game.
Yeah, I've got 6. I've got Vi, Sejuani, Hecarim, LeBlanc, and now I can't remember.
Annie's always a good ban.
Rek'Sai.
Gragas.
Like, basically, you figure out your top 6 bans, whatever they
Rek'Sai's
are,
good.
and then
I
ban
actually should
starting from
rat-
the third.
Yeah, just never like be stuck like Seaal is figuring out what to ban during champ selects.
Dude, I always forget. I know what's banned. I just can't remember it when I come to ban them. I'm just like, shit.
Like, I've gotten into the habit of banning. I've gotten into the habit of banning my third most wanted to be banned champion, or first, so then they can hopefully ban my top 2, and then I get my other more preferential bans.
I think Ash is actually not worth a
Sejuani is
ban.
my last ban.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's always the enemy's first ban.
What?
You're not playing against Forgiven. No ADC is worth the ban.
And if
All
I can
ADCs
scroll some
Yeah,
more, bro.
I was kind of shaken off. I was kind of shaken off because I was telling telling Pinky to not ban Sejuani first and ban Sejuani last because it was probably gonna be that they were gonna ban Sejuani, but then just first ban. And I was like, well, that shakes all of that up.
Dude, if you really hate being fucked over by AD carry, that's fine. Just ban Callista. She's so broken.
Yep. Just ban Callista.
What silver
who was
level
banning?
players is so good at
Who was
Callista?
banning?
Anyway,
Oh, yeah,
No, because Callista doesn't actually take that much skill. It's just A clicking.
You're first in the post game, so I just assume you're the person banning. I apologize.
Yeah, I was confused too. Then again, that's not hard to do.
Yeah, I usually ban almost all junglers or AD tops that use Black Cleaver well.
I just ban junglers. They're freaking annoying.
Maybe one day we'll get enough bans that we can ban all of the junglers so that no jungler can play.
Oh yeah, no. Like I was in a game where like Gragas, Sejuani, Vi, Hecarim were all banned, and nothing got the other two.
pretty
I have
normal.
actually had a game where every single ban was a jungler.
Like, yeah. I was like, there's no junglers left. GG.
I've seen that in about 4 out of my 5 ranked games is Hecarim, Sejuani, Vi, and Gragas. Now, granted, about 2 of those are usually me.
Yeah. Ton of strong junglers though, but there's not nearly as strong. It's still worth banning to force people onto them.
Yeah, and I've got backups. I can do Tank Warwick, I can do a Mumu, which isn't a common ban, even in Bronze.
Hey, I'm gonna start banning a movie.
Lol.
Banning a Mumu in solo queue and low levels is actually a decent idea.
It is. They don't know how to
Okay,
deal
any
with
one
that.
of the Bronze
And I
Zodiac
still got
champs
Jarvan.
is worth a ban. Except for
Like,
Malphite. I mean, Malphite's not worth a ban, but all the other Bronze Zodiac champs are worth bans. In solo queue.
They've truly banned out every major tank jungler. Then I've always got Jarvan. So
They may be on Jarvan.
I'll ban Jarvan. I'll ban Rammus, actually. Rammus is freaking annoying.
Rammus doesn't really get banned much.
it's actually impossible to ban me out of the jungle. I've got Sejuani, Shyvana, Warwick, Lee Sin, Vi, Jarvan, Skarner, Gragas, and Demumu. So you're just not going to get me out of the jungle.
Yeah, but do you jungle Ash?
Oh,
jungle
I
sick
bet
buddy.
some combination of bans and the enemy laner picking a jungler that counters the rest of the junglers there, that would make you fucked over. But I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Ban the top 6 junglers, pick the 7th best jungler. GG.
Yo.
There are no more junglers left in the
And
game.
then they have to play Lee Sin.
No,
Yeah.
what you do is you ban the junglers, and then you pick a jungler based on what you're pretty sure they're gonna go because you ban most of the junglers.
Yeah, and then
And
you
then-
fucked them.
And then you have to like jungle Nocturne or Pantheon or something.
No, this is what you do. You ban every good tanky jungler. You leave them with nothing but carries, and you first pick Nunu.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yes. No, Nunu would be banned. Nunu would be the top 6 to be
Nunu
banned.
wouldn't be the top 6 banned.
People don't ban Nunu because Nunu plays aren't that good.
Depends. You specifically leave it open, they might not think of it.
Yeah. Well, I guess you still have like Zac, Volibear, Wukong, Trundle,
Yo.
Shaco. Yeah, Shaco.
Yo,
Kind of.
one thing for
Skarner.
solo queue psychology. Okay, if you mouse over something long enough and then switch out, it's so likely that they will pick that champion. It's
I
like
know,
burned into their face.
I have like hovered over Leota as support and then like swapped to Alistar and they'll pick Leota.
Yeah. You like burn it into their heads or something.
That makes no sense.
So,
but I've actually seen
hover
that
over
happen, so I
Bard
can't even, like,
is what
question
I'm
it.
hearing.
Yes, hover
Just
Bard.
hover
every
over
game.
Bard every
Buy
game.
Bard so that you can hover over Bard.
Bard's actually
and switch to
legitimately
something
strong
else.
right now though. Like he's legitimately strong. Because
If only
Wretch's
you
Glory
could hover
exists.
Bads. I really wish you could hover Bads.
Because Wretch's Glory exists and Bard exists, those two together make a pretty fucking good combo.
I just want to quickly interject. Because that was like the biggest tangent I've ever heard. I just wanted to round up MIH real fast and you can go back to talking about bans and shit. So there's not that many people left now, but thank you everybody for turning up. We got a bunch of people in here, like over 30 at one point, and we had like 15 odd people watching the stream, I believe, during the second game, which is pretty awesome. Let us know what you think about the MIH stream, what we can do to improve it. It's very much kind of a work in progress. I would love for you to tell me what we can do better, because we never get enough feedback. But yeah, you guys know the deal. MIH every single Saturday is 3 PM Eastern, 12 PM Pacific, or your local time zone equivalent. And yeah, thanks for coming. We have some on our YouTube channel.